Hi, designers! Welcome back to another beginner-friendly tutorial. In this video, we'll create a small camera movement animation in After Effects. Let's get started. Begin by creating a new composition. Import your assets into the project, which include 4 pictures. Start by adding the background to the timeline. Since the image is quite large, you can scale it down to fit the canvas by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus F on your keyboard. Now, bring in the other layers one by one. First, add the bullying layer to the timeline. Then, import the layer with the girl holding a stop sign. Lastly, add the text layer labeled Stop Bullying. Make all layers 3D, except for the background. Change your workspace view from 1 view to 2 views. Set the right panel to active camera and the left panel to top view. Start positioning your layers by selecting the bullying layer and moving it further back in the 3D space. Then, move the girl layer slightly behind it. Finally, position the Stop Bullying text layer closer to the camera. Once this is done, switch back to the 1 view workspace. Adjust the layers by selecting the bullying PNG, pressing S to bring up the scale property, and scaling it up. Adjust the position and scale of the girl layer as needed. For the Stop Bullying text layer, move its position downward, scale it down slightly, and adjust the Z rotation. Make sure to fine-tune the position, scale, and rotation of all layers until everything aligns well in your composition. Now let's create a new camera layer. Start by right-clicking in the timeline, go to New, and select Camera. After creating the camera, right-click on the camera layer, go to Camera again, and choose Create Orbit Null. Once the null layer is created, press R for rotation. Adjust the Y rotation, and you'll notice how the scene starts moving based on the Y rotation. This is the property we'll animate. Return to the first keyframe and enable animation by clicking the stopwatch next to Y rotation. Move the bar indicator a few frames forward and create another keyframe. Go back to the first keyframe and set its value to 10. Then, for the second keyframe, set the value to -10. To make the camera movement slower, space the second keyframe further away from the first one. Preview the animation, and you'll see a smooth camera movement. Now, move the bar indicator a few frames forward, select the first keyframe, and press Ctrl plus C to copy it. Press Ctrl plus V to paste the keyframe at the bar indicator's position. Once you preview it, you'll notice the camera movement now loops perfectly. Adjust the keyframes as needed for better timing and smoothness. Trim the work area by pressing N on your keyboard at the endpoint. For the final touch, add drop shadows to all the layers. Start with the top bullying layer. Go to Effects and Presets and search for Drop Shadow. Apply it to the layer, and then increase the distance and softness values to create a subtle shadow effect. Next, apply the same drop shadow effect to the girl layer, adjusting the distance, softness, and direction as needed. Finally, apply the drop shadow to the bullying PNG layer and tweak the settings until it looks visually balanced. By adding a bit of camera movement and shadow effects, you've created a visually engaging animation. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please like the video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Ace Designs.